All right. Also, she's a mom and a chef and the restaurateur of the year. She's all about helping busy moms make good old-fashioned comfort food for their families, and she is with us live. I'm so excited to get some tips from Lisa Schroeder.
It's going to be a good night for comfort food because it's going to be cold out there.
You know it. And we have those simple, wholesome recipe ideas for busy moms with our chef, Lisa Schroeder. Stay with us.
If I could fall into the sky.
All right, it's time for busy moms to bust out those aprons. Chef Lisa Schroeder has been named Chef Restaurateur of the Year for her Mother's Bistro in Portland, Oregon, and she's the author of the cookbook Mother's Best: Comfort Food that takes you home again. And Lisa's showing us how to make her pumpkin pancakes today. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, good to be here.
So excited. I was just telling you that being a mom, the more kids I have, the more lazy I get.
You're not lazy, you're busy.
Yeah.
The key is planning ahead. And one of the things, you know, one of your other guests talked about how to use up leftover pumpkin. Now, you can't use your jack-o'-lanterns for these cakes.
Okay.
You have to use something like a pie pumpkin, a Cinderella pumpkin. Yes, they're small. And now, I don't use, to be honest, I use canned pumpkin, but I did want to show.
Which is so easy anyway.
Exactly.
If you want to, you can use the inside of one of these pumpkins.
Right, so you would scoop it out, and then scoop out the seeds, and then save the seeds and roast them. That's right.
With garlic and salt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then put them face down on a sheet pan.
Okay.
And then in a 350-degree oven until it's fork tender. How do you know when it's fork tender? This trusty thing called a two-pronged fork. You pierce it like that. If it slides in and out easily, it's done.
On the outside.
So that's a great way to use up leftover pumpkin.
All right.
But me, on the other hand, I'll use
it right out of the can. Which, when you have a lot of kids, just make it easy.
That's right. They're lucky they're getting pancakes from scratch.
True, and pumpkin pancakes at that. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have fresh pumpkin. 15 ounces of canned pumpkin.
Got it.
6 eggs.
Okay.
And we're going to whisk that together a little bit, and then we're going to add milk. You want to whisk a little?
Sure, I'll whisk while you tell me what's going to happen. Okay.
Then we're going to add, once that's nice and mixed, we're going to add 3½ cups of whole milk.
Oh,
this is not the place. This is not the place to cut back on the fat. Whole milk is okay, and for kids, it's even better. Here, and I'll take that over.
Because you're a better whisker. But the whole milk every once in a while, it makes all the difference in this,
Absolutely.
Right?
You know, I give away recipes freely because people never really follow directions. And one time somebody asked me for a pumpkin pie recipe, and I said, now don't substitute anything. Next day she came in, I said, how was your pumpkin pie? Oh, well, it wasn't as good as yours. Did you use butter? No, had margarine. Did you use whole milk? No, used half.
In moderation, everything, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to mix our dry ingredients. We have 3½ cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
1/3 cup of brown sugar.
All right.
1/2 teaspoon of salt. 3 teaspoons of ground cinnamon.
Okay. What's this one?
This is ginger. 1¼ teaspoons of ginger.
Okay.
1¼ teaspoons of allspice.
By the way, if you're not writing all this down, we'll put it on our website.
It is, exactly.
Yes. Okay.
And 5¼ teaspoons of baking powder.
Oh, this is smelling so good.
And this you want to whisk together because you want to make sure that you don't get a pocket of sugar or a pocket of baking powder.
Okay.
Now, there's another little hint I like to give. I like to teach how to cook so you learn forever. And that is that wet to dry, never cry. Dry to wet, you'll regret. What does that mean? We're going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. That way it's less lumpy. Go ahead, and you can pour that in, please, slowly.
Less lumpy. Always put the wet in the dry. I didn't know that.
Wet to dry, never cry. Dry to wet, you'll regret.
All right.
So, the other trick to really fantastic pancakes is don't overmix. We have a tendency to want to see things smooth. It's okay if it's slightly imperfect.
So don't get out the electric.
No. Because the more you mix something that has flour in it, the more you develop the glutens, which makes it rubbery and chewy. So pasta, you want to work. Bread, you want chewy. Pancakes, you want fluffy.
No, you want them to be fluffy.
Exactly.
Love this.
So there we go. Good enough.
Okay.
We've preheated our griddle. And
I love this. Is this just a griddle you put on an electric stove like this?
Exactly. And you know,
one of these.
And they sell them everywhere. And I like to rub it with just a little bit of oil. You don't need a lot. And when you buy it for the first time, it's good to heat it with oil and not use it. Let the kind of oil coat it. You create your own little non-stick surface. And then a 6-ounce ladle. Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you. Add my butter.
I'm going to add this out of the way. And
please,
then
we're going to add our butter before. We're going to add
do this last.
1 stick of butter. That's right.
1 stick of melted butter into the pancake mix.
Mix that up. That goes down. We can get rid of that. There we go.
Okay.
And now I like to use a set size ladle. That way all my pancakes are the same size. This is 6 ounce. And then right there on the griddle.
And there they go.
And the key about this is you want to make sure that you don't try to flip it until it's ready.
You get a few bubbles, or what's your trick for knowing when
Bubbles,
to
yes, but not right around the edge only, but in the middle is also really good. And I made some up here
Let's see
for
what
you
it looked
already.
like. Ooh, look at
And I
this.
like to decorate them with the leftover candy corn.
So cute.
And kids love it. You know, they think they're getting candy for breakfast.
And then do you put some syrup on it?
Oh, yes.
What
We
do you
add
use?
butter. Come on.
Gotta
You
have the
gotta
whole
go.
thing.
And I got your
Give me
real
that
maple
fork.
syrup.
Yep.
Little
Real
smear of
maple syrup,
butter.
little smear of butter, the maple syrup, and a candy corn, and you got a pumpkin pancake.
And there you go. Here we go. I'll cut you a little bite.
Okay,
Let
I'm
me
gonna-
know what you think.
That I will do. Happily. Oh, wow, Lisa, that's good.
Good? You approve?
Excellent. Love it. You got to try this at home. Your kids are going to love it. All right, we'll be right back. We've got more to come.